by the way.
Hello. Good morning. Yeah, nice to meet you, Morten.
It's
So you,
early in the morning.
yes, for me it is. It's 8 o'clock. The kids are going to school. Uh,
Okay. And we have time is 5 here on the afternoon. So
5. Okay. And where are you in Norway right now?
I am, well, 45 minutes away from Oslo. It's in a half island between two fjords, one fjord into Oslo and the other one into Drammen. It's another city.
Hmm.
And I'm living on this half island going between these fjords. It's 45 minutes from Oslo. So
Are you are you born and raised in Norway?
yeah, I am.
Okay. I've never been. I'd love to visit someday. It must be a very interesting place to live.
Yeah, I think we are lucky, especially at the moment in the world
Right.
when everything's falling apart.
Yeah. It's nice to be a little bit isolated from all that.
Yeah, living on the countryside, so that's fine.
Cool. Oh, that's even better. Yeah. You've got a new album called Mindscapes. Actually, when did that get released?
1st of July.
Oh, okay. I knew it was a
Just
new I knew it was new. I wasn't sure how new. And I've been listening to it. I've listened to it about 4 times, maybe even more in the last day. And
okay.
the first time I enjoyed it, and then each subsequent time I loved it. It
Oh,
took
thank
it,
you.
it took me a touch to warm it up to it, but I just love the album now, and I'm curious too because you've got other albums, of course. This I think it's your fourth album, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Hmm.
So the first come out in 2010. So we're a little bit slow, but we are old and we- we're not we're not very fast creating music, but we have fun.
I think the fact that you have fun, that's an important part of your bio. You talk about how the band started kind of just for fun back in even 2001. It goes back to.
We started a little bit in 2000 and just
Hmm.
have some jams and
Hmm.
think about starting this band. So it's
Yeah,
25 years next year. So
amazing.
yeah, it
Yeah.
is.
What part of the band do you perform, Martin?
I'm the flute player and saxophone and backing vocals and acoustic guitars. And I have the lead singer in some of the other albums, but not this one.
Oh, okay.
I'm doing a lot of things, enjoying.
Hmm. And you mentioned sax on the very first track, "Fear," which is a nice big epic piece. There is a part where I wasn't sure if it was a saxophone. I thought it sounded like a saxophone, but I thought maybe it was sort of like a slightly different instrument. But what was that, a saxophone?
It was a saxophone that I tweaked a little bit the sound, and it's Carl Groom. You know him from England, the guy behind Threshold. He did the mixing, so he do a little bit tweaking with the saxophone and making this kind of sound a little bit different.
One of the outstanding things about this album was how well it was mixed and recorded and mastered. It says Carl Groom, like you mentioned, he mixed it, but also just the recording. Everything was super well balanced. Like the whole album, beautifully produced, like really well done, audio and everything.
Oh, thank
So
you very much. We do the recording in our own rehearsing room,
mhm.
so we just have quite good microphones and do everything ourselves, and then
Yeah,
send it to Carl. So
yeah.
he's very good at doing this, so we are very happy.
You mentioned you do some backup harmonies. The harmonies too were really outstanding on the album. They're just gorgeous. A full is. Was there any female singers? Because it sounded like in the background harmonies there might have been a female singer. I'm not sure.
Now it's our lead singer Eric that do the high tones,
Oh,
so
okay.
he
Yeah.
did that.
Yeah. So the flute, right away, of course, you hear the flute. It does make you think of a little of Jethro Tull, and that is one of your influences, isn't it?
It is
Yeah.
my favorite. Ian Anderson, I listened to him for 40 years, probably
Yeah.
more than 40 years. Yes, I had a lot. I try not to copy him, but I like to do some of these effects he is doing, and well, little by little, I learned things by myself, and of course, I am very fond of him.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's cool. It adds a lot for the band to have the flute as another voice in the band. You mentioned you're recording it in your studio.
yeah,
Uh, the drumming was really good too. And was it just on a laptop or what kind of like?
yeah. We
Yeah.
have a Mac. Mac, there's the brain, all the programs and everything's in a Mac, and then of course we have this sound mixer
Was
where we
it
connect all
Logic?
the microphones. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, Logic. Okay.
yeah,
Yeah. Well, you have released some vinyl, gatefold album. Uh,
yeah.
so you got some beautiful graphics that your designer's doing some great work. You got the CD as well,
And it's my
and
son doing all that stuff.
mhm.
He's doing all the artwork, not the cover artwork. That's the wife of the keyboard player. She's
Okay,
the artist doing all our covers,
right, yeah,
all 4 albums. And my son is setting everything, booklets and graphics and all that stuff. So
cool.
and he's a guitar player in the band as well. So
Oh, your son's in the band.
yeah,
Oh, that's
for
sweet.
15 years now.
Wow. Okay. All right.
That's very fun. It's very cool.
Yeah, it's nice to keep it in the family. Now, is everybody in the band all from Norway? Are you all Norwegian?
Yeah, we are, and we are coming from in 40 kilometers area, all of us. Some of
Oh,
us
okay.
working together, and some are families and friends for many, many years. So we have changed some drummers. We lost our drummer in cancer three,
Hmm.
4 years ago. But all the other have been there for 25 years almost. Not my son, but he comes in 15 years ago. Big happy family.
Oh, that's great. That's
Yeah,
great. And how much do you guys perform out and do concerts?
around between 5 and 10 a year, I think. We
Mhm.
have done Night of the Prog this year in Germany, and that's the biggest festival probably in progressive music in Europe. So that was very fun.
Cool.
Played in front of 5,000 people. That was amazing.
Are there a lot of prog rock fans on the island there are in Norway?
It has improved a lot the last 5 to 10 years, I think. And even younger people, even girls, come to the concerts. But, well, to be honest, it's still a small family, all this progressive rock thing. But I think has improved a lot. And of course, because of the economic situation, people have less money to buy tickets and stuff like that. So that's the hard part of it.
Hmm.
Because we are doing something called Wheel of Rock in Norway. We have festival and working with Clive Nolan, if you know him from Pendragon and Arena.
Yes, I
So
know Clive. I've not
yeah,
interviewed him before. Hopefully, I'm going to interview him
I,
sometime.
I can
Yeah.
fix that for you. He's a
Yeah,
very
abs
good friend of mine, so we are working a lot together.
So let's talk a little about instruments, about
Yeah.
about when you play flute. Is it very simple to perform flute live? Do you just sort of go right up to a microphone and play, or is there issues with feedback, or what's it like to play flute live?
I think it's quite easier because the equipment has been better. The microphones
Hmm.
and monitors and stuff like that.
Hmm.
It's better now, so you don't have all this feedback. But that was a problem before.
Hmm.
But it's quite easy to get a good sound. I think I still get some nerves. So when you play like this and you start shaking a bit, it's not fun.
Right,
It-
right.
because I'm still amateur musicians and I don't do that for a living. So when I go on
Mhm.
stage, a lot of people, I always get this little bit nerves at the start, at least,
Oh,
and
absolutely.
then
Yeah.
you can see it very well when you're playing flute.
I
You
think
can
that's normal. That's
you can
normal.
hide like a guitar when you play guitar. You can hide the nervosity a little bit.
Uh-huh.
So, but it's quite good. I love to play flute on stage. So
And also, what about the saxophone?
Yeah, I starting saxophone was something I think I got my first saxophone when I was 40 from my family. They buy a saxophone to me. Never played it before. So I started learning by doing. So it is what it is. I played flute for 50 years, so that's much easier, but I do what I need to do with the saxophone, and I enjoy to do it, but I'm not a professional and I know it. I think that's the most important thing for us is having fun.
Yeah, it comes across in the music too. Oh yeah, I wanted to know about your influences. Obviously, you mentioned Ian Anderson and Jethro Tull, of course, and the bio I read also mentioned Camel and who else was there mentioned?
Genesis,
Genesis, yes, yeah,
old
yeah.
Genesis is, we are all of us, not my son, but we are in the beginning of the 60s. So we was raised in the 70s and learned
Mhm.
music from our brothers and older. So I started listening to the Moody Blues when I was young
Mhm.
and take it from there with Genesis and Supertramp and Yes
And have
and
you
Jethro Tull, of course.
and Jethro Tull, of course, yeah. Have you seen Jethro Tull or any of those bands in concert yourself?
I see all of them a
Mm,
lot. Yeah, even Supertramp in '79.
nice. What about Pink Floyd? I noticed to me my ears were saying, "Oh, a little bit of a Pink Floyd sound there."
Yeah, of course. I forgot about Pink Floyd. That's a
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
influence. Of course, it is.
Hmm. Hmm.
So I've seen Pink Floyd without Roger Waters, but of course, I love Pink Floyd as well. This instrumental guitar kind of playing he's doing.
Hmm. Hmm.
He was playing in Rome last night, and a lot of people from Norway was down there and look at him. So
Hmm. Hmm.
I couldn't.
Is it very what's the traveling like if you wanted to go to Europe? Like you mentioned you guys played in Germany. What are the logistics for doing a gig in Germany? Is it quite complex to get there or simple?
It's quite simple. We fly to Frankfurt, and it's about 2 hours flight. So it's quite easy, and then you can take a train or a renting car. So
Hmm.
it's quite easy to travel to Europe and play. We will go to Holland and play in the beginning of next year, so that would be fun.
Okay.
And we would love to come to Canada.
Oh yeah. Canada is huge though.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, for
I
me
have
to
some good music friends in Montreal.
oh Montreal,
Uh,
yeah, yeah.
yeah, Mystery. You
Oh,
know them?
Mystery. You know, I love Mystery. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Actually,
And
that's another band I'd like to get it to interview. I should get look into interviewing Mystery.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
there's a great prog scene in Montreal. I think there's a lot. It's a bit of a hub in Canada. Montreal has a lot of prog fans.
yeah, it is.
Yeah,
And you have Saga, of course.
yeah. Saga.
We have a lot of progressive bands. So it's like Magic Pie. It's one of them. Airbag.
Oh, Airbag. Yes, yes.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
one of our very Pink Floydish. And then we have, you should listen to a band called Mer, Meer, like the is a
I've
German word for a sea, I think. You should listen to them. They are absolutely fantastic.
I will. I'll double check if I haven't even reacted to one of their songs. I might have. Yeah.
And we have my son's other band is Infringement.
Infringement.
There's a lot of them.
Yeah.
Gazpacho is another Norwegian.
Gazpacho, yes. Yeah, I've done a reaction to one of their songs. They're a great band too. Yeah.
Yeah, they are.
It took a long time to put this album together, I'm guessing.
Yeah, suddenly it took 6 years.
Mm.
I think COVID happened. We had never recorded very fast. It was 2010, 2013, then it was 2018, and now 2024. So I think COVID happened, and we had plenty of time to recording music, but we didn't. I think it was a strange time for everyone. We had to be separated.
Mm-hmm.
We like to play together and making music that way. We are jamming, trying different kind of themes and stuff before we recording things. People are coming in with ideas and we put them together. We are break them down and build them up again. And that's how we work. So when COVID come for 2-3 years, we didn't play together and we couldn't go out and play concerts and anything. So it ended up doing nothing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So it's very strange.
I was curious that you were mentioning how the songs kind of come together. I'd like to know if you could describe it, how a song evolves, out of thin air, basically. Where does it start? How does it get involved with everybody in the band? And how do you hash out the song and then kind of finalize it?
Shane Robert Vita, the keyboard player, has been written, not everything, but probably 70% of the songs and ideas. And Eric, the singer, also creating a lot of songs. I have done one on each album, maybe. But we record some ideas at home, or the studio is only 100 meters from where I live, so it's very easy to go up there. We make an idea, play to the other band members, and then we jamming over the idea, get rid of some of it, building up again, making solos, put themes together and make these epic songs. So it's a collaboration of I take everything apart and build it up again when we bring ideas on the table.
And do people bring full ideas, like they kind of sort of do a demo with the drums and all the parts and the vocals and lyrics too, or is it much more rough when it comes to the band?
And that has been much easier now the last 5 years when you can add drums and bass as some templates on the program. So then you can record some guitar accords and playing some flutes, and then you can just find a drum that fit in and play some bass and have a good idea when you bring it on the table. So some of the songs are almost finished. Some of the songs are just very rough ideas. So it's both, I think.
Mm-hmm. Now, like I said, I think the album's great, and really happy to have discovered your band, the Windmill. Sorry.
Yeah.
How do you feel about this album compared to your former albums? Do you feel like this album is stretching in a different direction, or is it just a continuous kind of every album is something different or new, or how does it sound to you?
To be honest, I think this album is more easy listening, maybe, for people not knowing us. But it's a continuation from the Tribus album from 18, I think, based on some of same ideas and same sound, maybe. But it's a little bit more flute on this one. And it's a little more open kind of mixing, I guess. And we feel the songs better this time, but of course you get rid of the old ones after playing that a lot. But we think it's a little bit more fresh on this album. But I don't know. It's we hope that we're getting better every time, but we are in this. It's very difficult to say, because when you having a new album and working on it, you're in a bubble. So you're very concentrated what you're doing. It's very difficult to hear what people will hear when it comes out, because you are concentrated on the flute playing, on the sound, how we like to have it. And you know this music so very well after 2-3 years.
Yeah, it is hard to be objective, isn't it?
Yeah, it's hopeless to
Yeah.
be honest. But we hope we have sold quite good on this album, better than the others. And the fun thing is people buying this and listen to this, they also like to have the other albums and buy that as well. So
I had a quick look at Prog Rock Archives, or is it called progarchives.com, that website with all the reviews. And year four albums all have a consistent 4-star rating at 4 out of 5. And that's really good. I mean, it's a very consistently very good reviews because you're up against, Yes, Close to the Edge, or Pink Floyd, Dark Side of the Moon. This is where Prog Rock Archives is so interesting because you're really up there with all the other prog bands, and 4 out of 5 each album. That's a very consistent, good score. It's not, that's nothing to sneeze at. So I'm really looking
we are very
forward to.
proud of that, to be honest.
What's that?
We are very proud of that, to be honest.
Yeah,
That
absolutely.
we have
Yeah.
this quote. There are people that on this last album that we have got very good reviews from everywhere, but there are some people that really hate us.
Oh yeah, that's
They,
always going to
they
happen.
hate the flutes and they hate the singer, and
Yeah.
but that happen all the time. We don't care about that because it's someone has to hate us. That's fine.
Absolutely. I mean, there's always someone who hates. Doesn't matter what band, even a massive band, there's going to always
Yeah,
be
yeah,
people who doesn't like it. But when you're making your album, you mentioned it's just, you're kind of in a bubble, and I think that's normal and good. I mean, when you're creating art, it has to come from inside of you. There's a lot of introspection going on, isn't there?
yeah. It is. So
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. You need to be in that bubble to make it as best as you can, I
Yeah,
guess.
I hope you feel proud about this album because I think it's great. Like I say, that I really enjoy the album, and looking forward to checking your back catalog now, getting to know your band. I'm very surprised I haven't heard of you guys, but then again, there are literally hundreds of prog rock bands. So
So there are a lot.
yeah, which is it can be overwhelming at times, but it's also a great thing. There's such a wealth of music to get into.
Yeah,
It's great.
and it's
Yeah.
very difficult to make anything different these days because I think everything has something similar from other bands. But we try to do the best we can. We are not professional musicians, so we are doing this for our hobby and enjoying it a lot. But we have daytime jobs, all of us, working with air traffic control systems and stuff like that. So we get the money from somewhere else,
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah,
we do this for fun.
yeah.
That's
Cool.
that's cool.
Well, thanks for your time, and really appreciate that and getting to know your band and meeting you. And I guess we'll wrap it up and say we'll say goodbye to the audience. This video is going to be posted in the next couple days or so, and just about out time. Zoom's going to cut me off too. So,
Yeah,
what,
very very
that was
nice to see you.
nice to see you too, and we'll probably talk again sometime, future date. We'll see.
I hope so.
Okay. All right. Talk
Thanks
to you
very much.
later, Martin.
Yeah. Bye bye.
Okay. Bye bye.